Okay, so I'm going to shoot this little video for you here today just on supplements. Okay, so by no means the be all and end all around supplements, but I just wanted to pop this out there because we often get questions about what supplements to take, and when and how much, etc. So one thing I will say at the very start of this is any supplement you do take, you should obviously consult your GP first if you have any doubts. The other thing as well is it is useful to do a blood test if you want to know which, so from a food intolerance perspective, but also from a blood levels. So if you think, wow, I might be low on X, then it would be good to get that checked out before then either supplementing needlessly or supplementing appropriately. Okay, so that would be my little thought on that as well. There are like a couple of things which we know, like if people are training lots, then they're going to use more magnesium to filter byproducts, but also if you live in the area that we do in the world, the angle of the sun between October and April is such that we can't really absorb enough vitamin D during the day, no matter how long we're out in it. So there are those things to add into the mix as well. So for me, I think the thing with supplements is they are the last piece of the puzzle. Okay, supplements are there really only to supplement an already healthy and active lifestyle. Um, Definitely not there to replace anything. Your nutrition should be dialed in, obviously, with high quality, food. So they swim, run, grow, or fly. That's our kind of mantra. I also think as well you need to be very, very careful when looking at particularly things like herbal life, um, those kind of weight loss pills, multi-level marketing schemes. I just want to bring awareness to that for you, because that could be something that you fall foul of, and you don't necessarily you're being sold it by somebody who doesn't necessarily know or have as much nutritional knowledge as you would hope, and therefore you could be buying something that's essentially expensive urine. Okay, um, so just to be aware of that. Stick to something that's proven and tested. Now, obviously, there are a number of supplements that have been researched, and if you go to something like examine.com, some huge amounts of resource there where you can find out about those suggested dosages, etc. Okay, so that's one of my preferred resources as well. Supplements again. So the first one, we've got 7 that I'm going to go through with you. First one's vitamin D3. I alluded to that one earlier. If you live um, above a certain latitude within the world, then you between certain times of the year you cannot get enough vitamin D. Okay, vitamin D is crucial. I think it's responsible for around 800 different gene function. We also know that it's there. It's good for maintaining your immune system, helping you burn body fat, helping your recovery as well. So it really helps with muscle recovery. Um, at the current time, the safe upper limit is around 10,000 international units a day. 1 to 2,000 sometimes is enough for most people. Vitamin D3 is what you want. That's the most readily absorbed form of vitamin D. And taking it because it's a fat soluble vitamin, taking it with fats is a good idea. Okay. Omega-3 fish oils, so obviously you're getting those from your fish, but if you don't eat fish, then potentially you need to look at how you're going to get those. Trying to get them from other sources as well can be quite tricky to get them enough of them in. So you can get omega-3 from things like hummus and cauliflower, believe it or not, but actually you don't get enough. Okay, the dosages are there as you can see. So EPA and DHA are the two forms of omega-3 fatty acid, and they're the dosages that are currently recommended. For more dramatic effects, you could even go slightly higher than that as well, split throughout the day. Green tea. Green tea is basically there. It's got something in it which helps to stimulate thermogenic properties or it's known for its thermogenic properties. That helps to basically burn more body fat at rest. Okay, green tea it contains caffeine, a small amount, which boosts your energy levels and can help with losing body fat. But I will say, relying on caffeine to lose body fat, caffeine is a little bit like using a credit card. You will pay like you will have energy highs and lows as a result of that. So I would limit your caffeine intake to maybe in and around training if you are going to use it. Okay, definitely not later in the day. It's also green tea is an antioxidant. okay, and has been shown to provide some sort of effects for joint healing. Okay, so there are your dosages down below. I don't need to read them out. You can see them, and I would say, having it alongside food is good, because some people do feel a little bit sick when they take it on an empty stomach. The fourth one is ZMA. Okay, so zinc and magnesium. Okay, so the combination of zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Research has shown that those people who are training hard, who sweat a lot, as I mentioned earlier, do lose more of those minerals. Okay, you may see an improved hormone level, and better recovery in sleep and strength when taking this. Okay, magnesium is absolutely brilliant. Okay, zinc, we need it for growth and repair. Okay, so and particularly it's very, very good at helping with hormone levels. Okay, in terms of regulating those. Um, so if no training is taking place, obviously you're not going to need as much. But if you are training, then you're going to need those upper levels that I mentioned there. Magnesium citrate. So look for the 8 forms. They're best absorbed. Do not get the oxide versions. They're the cheapest option. Unfortunately, they are not well absorbed in the body, and may even just make you go to the toilet a little bit quicker than you might have hoped. Okay. Vitamin K. So vitamin K has got many roles for this vitamin in the body. Okay, main types of vitamin K, K1 and K2. Currently known as vitamin K plays a critical role in enabling specific enzymes in the body to function. So some of the enzymes help form blood clotting factors, and some are important for fixing calcium in the bones. So we sometimes find vitamin D and vitamin K in the same supplement. Okay, so K1 and K2 are the best sources that you can take there, in terms of absorption. Okay. Whey protein. Now, obviously, if you're dairy intolerant, you're not going to take this. Whey protein is derived from milk. Okay, it's one of the most easily absorbed and usable forms of protein by the body. It's very fast digesting, gets into the bloodstream quickly, so it's really, really useful to have in and around training. Okay, so we looking at dosages between 20 and 40 grams. The older you are, the less you need in one serving, or the less you can absorb. The more muscle you've got, the more you will absorb. Okay, so if you're a strength training athlete, you're more likely to be able to absorb more protein in one sitting. If you're younger, if you're a strength training athlete who's a little bit older, you will not be able to absorb as much in one go. 30 to 60 minutes before workouts to preload the body with those amino acids ready for growth and repair, and also after workouts as well, okay, in between meals. The 7th one is creatine. So creatine predominantly more used by strength and power athletes for explosive performance. So anything sort of like short bursts of activity, sprints, throws, those sorts of things. Creatine can help with replenishing those ATP PC stores, okay, and helps with including enhanced glycogen synthesis, so utilizing that fuel, and therefore an increased work capacity and better recovery. Okay, some people, or you'll have possibly seen people talk about creatine monohydrate as having potential negative effects on the kidneys. There's actually no real research that shows that to be true. And there's the dosage, the current dosages that are recognised at the bottom. Sometimes you hear people talk about like a loading phase of creatine. It's not necessary. Okay, so just think a little bit more about trying to, you can get some creatine from red meat. Okay, so if you eat red meat, then you can get some from there. But if you're really concerned with putting on real strength and fast, powerful movements, then this is potentially it. It's not necessarily something that an endurance athlete would take. Let's say. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. They're my 7 little tips there for those supplements, and yeah, let me know how you find it.